Hey, welcome back everybody, and guess what? You know what I'm making. We're making a real good meatloaf. Let's get it. All right, so what I did was I cleared my, my workstation off, right? I got my bell peppers right here. I've already diced down my onions, right? So first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go ahead and hit bake because we want to preheat, right? We're gonna use 375, right? We hit this start, and there we have it. Real simple. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting these, my veggies down. Now, I wanted to show you guys, you see how I save this? I'm gonna show you in just 1 second. Come over here. This is all good bell pepper. When I have enough of these, I use these in the recipe. You see what I'm saying? All right, so now I put a medium flame underneath the bottom of this. You guys can use butter or what I'm using is an olive oil. Listen, this is an infused olive oil. This time I went with just full scallion. I usually use scallion or I use garlic infused, either one of those. But right now I just put this in here. Let me build up a little heat. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our onions and then our bell peppers. We just wanna get them like translucent. All right, this is hot enough. Now we just go ahead and start with our onions. Now you guys can put them in all together, that's fine. But for me, something about the onion that tells me that it needs to just go a little bit further. You know what I mean? So I start there. All right, so onions get about a 60-second head start, right? Now I'm gonna come with my bell peppers. Now we're on our way to being translucent. They starting to soften up. I like the feel of these right now. Actually, just as a little tip, if you guys are paying attention to what you're doing, as you moving this around, you can just feel on top of your veggies, that it's starting to soften up. It's just a different feel to it. Yes, that's what we want, right? So I'm gonna let this go maybe for about another minute. Try to get everything down, concentrated towards the heat, right? Not stir it, nothing else right now. After one more minute, then we're gonna go ahead and put our garlic in. Now, once it looks like this, remember we wanna be translucent, soft, and all of that. I'm adding my minced garlic. I put it on top so I don't have to worry about burning. Now I'm gonna look at my fire, make sure I'm still at medium, which I am. And now we just go ahead and give this a whirl. Now listen, when we moving this around and that heat hits it, listen, this is gonna kick back some aromatics. That's just gonna make everybody in your household, extremely happy because they know something is happening. So now I'm gonna turn my fire off right now, right? We just move this around, let it absorb some of that. Actually, I forgot to tell you guys didn't see this. I added a little bit of butter to it. You know what I mean? Just put a tablespoon of butter in here also. If you guys are watching your salt intake, you guys can use, unsalted butter. I went ahead and did a salted butter. You know what I mean? Turned everything off. Look at this right here. I wish you guys can smell it. All right, so notice what I did. Now, remember I had all my ingredients lined out? Listen, now I grabbed my crackers and I got my milk, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna put our milk in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just break these up. In actuality, you ain't gotta do this because once we put this milk in here, it's gonna get nice and soft anyway. So what we wanna do is just put this in here. I'm gonna set this off to the side. Usually takes about 5-6 minutes, for this to like thicken up the way I want it to be. This right here, you guys gonna like this little step right here, right? So, go in here, add this, right? Now I'm gonna just come here, just mix this up, and we're gonna let the crackers just go ahead and absorb, the milk, right? All right, so notice what I did. I pulled everything up here that's getting ready to go in here on the meat, right? And then for you guys wanna know what it looked like, once you get everything, once your crackers have absorbed all of the milk, this is what you get. This is gonna help with the binding and all of that too. And give it just I'm gonna wait, let you guys make it, and then it's gonna be fire, folks. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with that'll be my eggs, right? And then the rest of these ingredients that you see I have right here, let me make sure I clean my hands off with that egg. Everything just goes in here on the inside. I didn't measure out my black pepper. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon in here all together. You know what I mean? So you just wanna start adding all your ingredients to it. So once we got everything in here, this is just all your ingredients. You got to get in there and you got to work this with your hands, folks. There's no other way I'm going to be able to tell you guys how to do it. So that means that egg that's in there, you know what I mean? We got to get in there. And then we don't want to overwork it. You know what I mean? So we just want to make sure that we get everything incorporated. You'll be able to see it by just looking at the ground beef. You know what I mean? But main thing is you don't want to just compact it. I kind of like just fold it over, keep doing that, making sure that egg gets everywhere. You know what I mean? Because that's going to bring us some of that moisture and all of that. Now, once I got it halfway, I'm about halfway done, right? What I want to do is, it's going to get a little messy, but I just want to add, you know, my mixture. This is my milk and my cracker mixture, right? Now we have that in there. Now we start to work that in also. Now once we got that worked in, the other half of the other will be good, right? It should be nice, moist. Look at that right there. Once we put this in the oven, folks, when I tell you it's gonna be good, I mean really, really good. Now, we got it like that. Last but not least, our veggies. And you guys can put it all in there. I like to do it in these stages right here. I can tell you this way, we don't have no failure. We get complete success. Look at that right there. Remember all those flavors that we put together and how they cook together? Even the butter and the scallion, you know, olive oil, all of that. Ah, yeah. Now look at it. Now remember, we don't want to overwork it. Now, don't that look like meatloaf? Okay, now once you have everything combined like I have, as you guys can see right here, right? Remember, we don't want to just overwork this. We don't want nothing to be too, if it becomes too dense, you know what I mean, it just be no bueno. It'll be dense when you taste it, you hit it with the fork, we want it to still be moist and all of that, right? So, what I have right here is a baking sheet. I got a rubber, you know, one of these mats on here. Listen, those who doing dishes, you guys will love these because listen, nothing sticks to this. You guys can put cookies on here, all that. You can see that this has been with me for a few years and this, you can just see it's got its battle scars on it, right? And it's gonna be perfect for us to make, check it out, this meatloaf. Now, what we're gonna do is we finna shape this. Now, if you guys got a meatloaf pan, that'll be good too. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and just get it like this, right? And we just wanna form this into the shape of how we wanna cut this, right? It's real simple. I do have a meatloaf pan. I'm gonna make another Cajun version of this, you know what I mean? But that'll be later on, you know, this year. I'll do it before the holiday, I think. You know what I mean? But this is how I like to get it, nice and smooth. I like to see my veggies on top. Don't forget we sauteed those and got those right. Just look at this right now. Real easy to do, you know what I mean? I say intermediate because there's a lot of steps, you know what I mean? But really, this to me is like a beginner's recipe. These are what you call confidence builders, right? So you see that right there? Ah, yeah. Whatever you want your meatloaf to look like, this is how you shape it now, right? Ooh, nice soft. Man, that rich and that milk. Look at that, folks. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and make our topping, right? This is where we're gonna get our sweetness from. We're gonna get a little bit of heat from this chili sauce right here, but we're gonna use half of it on top, put that in the oven, and then the other half when it gets done, right? So I'm gonna get my chili sauce. Notice I got a spatula right here because I wanna get all of this in here. You guys look at that, it almost look like marmalade, huh? This stuff right here is good. If y'all don't have this, listen, please run out and get some. You need to have this, it makes a great dipping sauce, things like of that nature, right? Now I'm getting ready to come with my, look how moist that is. Oh yeah, nothing like having fresh brown sugar. Look at that, ooh-wee. Then I'm gonna come with my ketchup. That's a lot of things you can do with this. I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section below, what would you do? You know what I mean, to do something. You see these ingredients, but I like everything to start out, especially when it comes to meatloaf. You gotta have that ketchup base. You know what I mean? It's nothing like that flavor, right? And last, get yourself a whisk, and then we wanna incorporate it all together. Chili sauce, brown sugar, and the ketchup. Yes, sir, look at that. I'm gonna tell you something else. This make a great, like if you guys make any type of egg rolls, hello. All right, so we mixed up, we good here, right? Now we wanna go ahead and coat this. I'm gonna probably try to use at least half of this on the top. Let me go ahead and get this so you guys can see it, a little better, right? So I got my brush here, just come over here to the top. Let's just go ahead and get some of this on here first. And what we wanna do is we wanna bake this on here, right? But you guys can just see how it's coming. Hey, and then I don't know how, everybody brain works. I don't know what these flavors taste like, just individually, but the combination of these together, when I tell you it's fire, that's exactly what I mean, folks, fire. This glaze right here gonna be everything. This will be something you guys will keep in your pantry, covered, or wherever you keep your ingredients at. You know what I mean? Your canned goods and all of that. You'll have this always on deck. Because anytime you looking for something to dip, you're gonna whip some of this up. This will be in the refrigerator in the Tupperware. Okay, so as you guys can see, when you look at that right there, you should have a masterpiece right now, right? But we want to put this in the oven. And typically it takes about an hour for it to be ready, right? So by using that general thumb, and then we're gonna check it with a meat thermometer. Let me move my trash can. I'm gonna stick this in the oven. We already preheated to 375, right? But we're gonna set a timer for 30 minutes. Why? Because we wanna bake this on the top, and then we're gonna bring it out, put some more back in there, and then finish it up for the remainder. All right, so let's put this in here like that. Close this up. Now we set a timer, 30 minutes. See you in a minute. Okay, so look, we done took it out of the oven. It was at 168, you know what I mean? So when I stick this in here, this is what you guys are gonna wanna have right now. You know what I mean? 167. It's starting to cool, but it's gonna take a minute. Now, when you have something as moist as this is right here, you know what I mean? You wanna let this rest, right? So, and you want it to stay firm. That way when you cut these, so I'm gonna say you wanna let this rest for at least about 25 minutes. You know what I mean? That's just my own personal. Now, to be honest with you, listen, I already got some potatoes. I made me some mashed potatoes, and I got me some green beans. So listen, you like to serve everything hot, right? So a 10-minute rest for you guys, you know what I mean? Then carefully just go ahead and cut this, and then you lay your slices on there. And don't forget, if you guys are lucky enough to have some leftovers, don't forget about that meatloaf sandwich. Now, I'm gonna let this sit up, but before I do, I'm gonna add some of this to it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so look, you guys can look. If you take a look at this right here, I cut myself 3 slices, off of it. And I promise you it didn't last as long as I thought it would, but at least I got myself a plate out of this. If you guys wanna make something like this, super moist, listen, I'm not finna over talk it or nothing like that. I'm just finna hit y'all with this. Cheers, y'all. Ooh, oh man, moist. You know what I mean? I like to get a little, I don't know how y'all do it, you know what I mean? But I gotta get a little bit of that mashed potato on there too. You know what I mean? So cheers, y'all. This is it right here. You want to talk about something that ties it all together? It's really this sauce that's on the top. This is the definition of sweet and savory with just a hint, with a little bit of heat. Now, once you guys try this, let me know what you think, and then tell me what would you do to add to this, if add anything to it to make it better or to make it your own. Now, meatloaf, we got the sauce. You talk to me down at the bottom. I'm telling you, this right here is fire. Now, listen, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And you know what I'm about to do, folks. I'm about to have an early dinner. And guess what? I'm out. Peace.